good, people? It's your boy, Mr. 1/6 Scale Man himself, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is a special day again because we will be reviewing the MMS470. You ready for this? Mr. T'Challa, Black Panther himself. Now, I waited 1.5 years for this figure and to finally have it in hand. I can't tell you how it feels. But enough of that. You know what? Let's just get into it. Right now, you are looking at the display box, and this is how it's going to actually come to you. Now, we get that brown box that, we get delivered by UPS. We get happy when we see it. So when we have this in hand right here, I'm telling you, it's overwhelming. But anyway, let's just go over some of the details when it comes to the box itself. Now, if you see here, nice little graphics. The way they, Hot Toys, as of late, have been displaying their boxes and, their packaging is phenomenal. You have the Black Panther logo in the front. It's the actual helmet. Now, the detail on that, and if you can feel the box, you can actually feel the detail on the mask itself. It does come with the Black Panther display, the logo on the front. At the bottom, you do basically see the Black Panther logo from Marvel. Now, the bottom right, okay, this is gonna be my right, your left once you receive the package. You do see the Hot Toys logo, and like I said, this is movie accurate. Very good display. If you look on the side of the actual box, you will also see the Black Panther logo. Really good. I know if I actually was to walk into like HQ and over there in Hong Kong and I saw this box, it is welcoming. Like I say, presentation is everything and it's a must. So you're getting a lot of that with this particular package right here. So you do basically see the logo on both sides of the box. And of course, as always, Hot Toys always has their warning descriptions and everything on the back of the actual box. You do see the Black Panther logo. And I don't know if you can actually see the detail on the packaging itself, but it does have like the tribal designs, the Wakandian design, so to speak. Really good. I mean, I like the features on this box, and it is welcoming. I've waited for this for the longest time, and to finally have it, it's overwhelming. In a few minutes, what we're going to do is we're going to crack this box open. We're going to look at the accessories, the figure itself. I'll just pretty much go over all the accessories that are included inside of the box. And the figure itself, articulation, head sculpt. We're going to go through it. I'm going to take you in. I'm going to welcome you into my world, give you my opinion on this figure. Like I said, everything I see thus far is great, but let's crack over that box. Let's see what we see on the inside. Be back with you in a second. Yeah. Now, before we crack open this box and look at the accessories, I did want to pinpoint one of the nice new additives that, I can actually see that Hot Toys is deciding to do now. They've done it with the 10th anniversary Captain America. There was the concept art Captain America, the comic concept art Captain America. They've also done it with the concept art 10th anniversary Iron Man, which I'll have next week. We'll be doing another unboxing on that one. But yeah, I mean, it's nice little details, little additives that they've actually added here where you can actually see the cast and crew, pretty much everyone who was responsible, for the creation of this particular figure, from, the head sculpt, the paint application, the details in the actual costume, as far as the figure itself. A lot of familiar names, of course: Howard Chan, Terry Chin, Soo-Young Lee, JC Hong. Yeah, a lot of familiar names that I've actually see here. And you see it on a lot of their packaging, like stuff that you get. Even when you go on the Sideshow site itself, does have a lot of these names listed. And again, one most important thing is I do want to say that this particular figure is available on Sideshow. You can order this through Sideshow. I'll put the link at the bottom of this actual video. It'll be in the description, so you'll be able to actually see where this figure came from, where you can purchase it from. I go through Sideshow. They've been pretty good with me. I don't mind the delay in some of the figures because, like I said, it does give me time to save up for a lot. As you see, I have a lot of figures in the background, so I do appreciate Sideshow and what they do, and they are a major distributor for Hot Toys, so I might as well just go through them. But yeah, you'll see this on the packaging once you actually get it. Nice little additive. And in the back, you can actually see the Panther God himself. So that was a nice little ad that they, threw in there just to kind of give us like a focus. We focus on the names, but in the background, you want to have presentation. So that is a must. So great. I mean, I do like that. I like what they're giving us here. So I do appreciate that about this box. But enough is enough. I'm sorry. Let's get in this box, look at the accessories, get that figure out, and let's just jump and dive right in. All right. So as you can see, we got the accessories out the box where you can actually see it. We can go through a few of them. Seeing a lot of good things here, things that I kind of expected, and I wouldn't, expect anything less from what Hot Toys actually has to offer, and pretty much they haven't disappointed me yet. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Most definitely, there's been a lot of debate online about this. There's probably one particular thing you don't actually see here, because like I said, I mean, I wanted to kind of touch on that first, get that out the way, just right off the back, so we don't have a constant discussion about it. But it is that infamous head sculpt. Now, here it is. We know that through manufacturing, when you first notice or we get a glimpse of the product, you get that prototype head sculpt. Hot Toys does that. When they release the product and we see it online and they entice us with that head sculpt, we're like, wow, it's amazing. Once it goes in production, it does change. We know that there's certain things that factor in, you can't, there's going to be a lot of repaints, a lot of reissues until they get down to that final product. Now, one of the biggest issues, as you can see, has been this head sculpt of Chadwick. Now, I can tell it's Chadwick, and I don't have a problem with the head sculpt at all. I can honestly say that this head sculpt looks pretty good to me. Even under certain lighting, once you, angle it a certain way, you can see Chadwick. When I angle it this way, I see Chadwick in Infinity Wars. I do see that. I see Chadwick in the Black Panther standalone film. So I love it. I don't have a problem with the head sculpt itself. I did order a cape from Unreal Customs. Shout out to Unreal Customs. That should be coming in pretty soon. I wanted to get that classic comic book look of Black Panther with the cape. And I think this would be a nice addition. This was a nice little, we've been requesting, and I do want to stress though, you can't use this head sculpt with the Black Panther Civil War figure. It looks weird if you try to put it on. It looks like an elongated, like giraffe type of neck. So stay away from that. Don't even try it. Don't even fool yourself or kid yourself on that one. But again, the head sculpt is decent. Nice detail in the hair. I don't see a problem with it. I know there was a few people who basically purchased the figure and they were like, you know what, I don't like the head sculpt, so I'm just going to completely get rid of it. I know a lot of people who sold the figure off, and I'm like, why? I mean, if you waited this long to get this figure, what's the problem? Now I'm just bringing it up a little bit closer so you can get a detailed view of it. Now I know that, dead on mannequin dead look, it gets to certain people, but that's why you want to finesse your character, finesse your figure. But anyway, like I said, I did want to address that first. I see detail. Everything that I see here, I love. I don't have a problem with it. So, yeah, I mean, take it as you will. But I do like the head sculpt. Anyway, moving on. As you can see, we have all the assorted. I'm sorry, let me just put this right here. We have all of the accessories in hand. We'll start off with, now you can see here, this right here, I just want to start off with this first. You have the traditional Hot Toys display stand that comes with it, and I'll start with that first. A lot of detail, and I like the Panther details. The same thing that I have on my T'Chaka figure, which, like I said, I will be posing this next to. I'm going to create a beautiful scene with that. Like I said, it's cultural. We got to keep it cultural, most definitely. You see that Black Panther display on the front of it. Nice little detail in the name itself. On top of it, you see the Black Panther emblem with the Black Panther logo. And I'll bring it up close because, like I said, you can see a lot of Wakandan design, like a lot of cultural, traditional design on that. I do like the patterns that I see there. Very nice touch. And, it just, it goes to show that they took their time to really give us, really decent product. On the back, you do see the on and off switch. Now, this on and off switch most definitely plays a key role because, like I said, you get that illuminated stand here. Like I said, we do have the illumination right here. Now a lot of people were talking about, they didn't like the simple fact that it looks cheap. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I don't expect a die cast display stand. I just want something that's going to display my figure nicely. You know, and I probably, if it was me producing it, I would have probably did the same thing. So I do not have a problem with it. I think Hot Toys did a fairly good job. The design is really good. If you have that Neon Iron Man, you can actually use this, you know, to display that character as well. Moving on, we do have, like I said, you get the assortment of hands. I'm just going to go over a few of them. You get the claws itself. Now, I do want to express that these claws are plastic. So it is a plastic, you know, when you're actually switching out the hands on the wrist pegs, which those wrist pegs sometimes are a problem. But anyway, you're not going to puncture your skin. There's not going to be a problem with it. But there's really nice detail in the hands. I mean, I do like that, especially, you know, when you're putting them in dynamic poses. You know, you get that clawing motion, like that really fierce motion. I do love that. I love the detail in the hands that we actually receive. So yeah, most definitely, I do like that. And you get, like I said, 3 of the right hands in different poses. You get 2 of the left hands. The figure itself most definitely comes with like the fisted hands that you can swap out. Another thing it comes with, now once you'll see with the actual character, once I pull them out, for anyone who has like the BVS Batman, it did come out with the swap out eyes that you can actually get. Like, you know, the figure's helmet actually comes with the visors, but you can swap this out and, you know, replace it with the actual eyes. Now this is the tool that you basically use to swap that out. So what you're going to do is, you can actually see it on the back here, it has the grooves that you actually slide this into. You just basically pop out the visor that's there and you just slide this actually in, get a nice little look. So we'll take a look at that later with the figure, but yeah, I do like the detail in that. And this is the actual power cord that you can utilize. You can do this a couple of different ways. You can plug this in. It does come battery operated as well, but you can actually use this, you know, if you want to actually save your battery life, and just, you know, plug it in to get that nice illumination. So it does give you that, so that's not a problem. I do love that. And finally, what we have right here, actually not finally, because there's one more piece I want to show you, but what we have right here is T'Challa's spear. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions, and I know I heard a lot of people talking about this, and so many people in the videos, they were talking about this being Killmonger's spear in the final scene, the fight scene of the Black Panther film. You're wrong, it's not. This is the actual spear that he utilized when he was fighting M'Baku during the challenge. So yeah, this is his own, and I like that they incorporated this with the figure. You know, a lot of power poses. You can use this when you're doing some dynamic poses. I do like the detail. Let me bring that back so we can focus. Let me bring that focus in. I like the detail on this. A lot of tribal detail, tribal emblems. You know, people who can actually do the research, they'll know where that comes from. The tassel, I like the, you know, it's beautiful. It's plastic, but I like the detail in that. It is a pretty long, decent spear that you have here, really pointed at the tip, but it is plastic, so it won't puncture. I would still keep it away from, you know, a young kid, anyone who's basically 3 years old, any babies or anything like that. But yeah, really decent detail with that. So I do love that accessory. Moving on, one last thing that I do want to actually show you is, yes, so we do get a display on the back of the illumination here. So basically, I haven't cracked it open. I don't know if I'm going to actually use this. I probably will, but I'm not going to put it in my DTOF. But I do like, you know, that we have added this. Like if you want to display it outside the DTOF, just to show it off to a couple of friends and stuff like that, you can put this in behind it. It's just mainly like a little display that they put, or they've actually added, you know, with the figure. So I do appreciate that. But like I said, again, I probably won't use it, but it is detailed and it's like a nice little touch. So yeah, there we have it. We got all the accessories, everything outside the box. So I know what you're waiting on, because I'm waiting for the same thing. Let's bring out that figure. Let's get it going. As promised, we got King T'Challa himself, the Black Panther, right in front of you. Now what I've done is I've swapped out the actual Panther helmet itself for the Chadwick head sculpt, just to give you an idea how it would actually look. Beautiful figure, as you can already tell. Now this figure has 32 points of articulation. I can't say enough about the costume, about the design, about the head sculpt. Everything that you have in front of you is amazing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it up so you can actually see a bit of detail on the figure itself. Look at that, amazing. And the likeness is on point. Like I said, this is film accurate. This is Chadwick at his best. You can just see the actual design and the costume. And they've taken their time to really pull this thing together. I mean, amazing. And I even actually like the body sculpt. It's a far cry from the original Civil War Black Panther. And I think this is a tad bit better because, like I said, that particular figure for some reason was out of proportion for me. It's one of the reasons why I passed on it, because the body type was just kind of weird. I mean, it was too broad up top. Waist was small below the hips. Everything else was kind of big, so it wasn't really lifelike. But right here we got a really decent figure. You can tell that they took their time to put this thing together. I love it. You'll love it once you purchase it. Please do not pass on this figure. This thing is completely amazing. I mean, let me just actually pull it up so you can look at the head sculpt again. And like I said, this is mainly under light that I got good LEDs, so you know, put it on the figure, you can actually get an idea how it's going to actually look. But again, it looks exactly like Chadwick. Even my girl agrees, and she loves Chadwick. She's a Panther fan. She loves it. But yeah, most definitely you can see. I mean, you get the likeness. It is film accurate. It does look exactly like Chadwick. It's not a problem. I don't have a problem, and you won't. Like I said, again, it was a lot of videos that I've actually seen where people had, a couple of complaints. Again, I think that's subjective. Some people do have opinions. My opinion is that this figure is great. I don't have a problem with it at all. So what we're going to do eventually is going to move on and get into the actual illumination of the costume itself. I just wanted to kind of give you a brief view of the figure. Again, crazy. I mean, insane. It's worth the money. Hot Toys completely nailed this one. Again, if you want to purchase this figure, you can get it from Sideshow. I'll post a link at the bottom of this video once it goes up. But yeah, this is what you got in all its glory. Moving on, we have the figure stand set up with both illumination pillars. Now they do connect on the actual figure stand with the power point on the back, on and off switch. Now before we get into that, I wanted to actually remove the head sculpt and replace it with the actual helmet. And I'll show you how to do it. It's simple enough. If you already have a Hot Toy figure, you pretty much know the process. What you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the head sculpt, just pop it off like that. Just that simple. And we're going to replace the original head sculpt, the helmet, back on in all its glory. So what you do is you just want to replace it back on the ball joint. Now, sometimes it's a bit tough to get back on. So you just pop it on like that. There we go. It's right back on. So we have it in all its glory. There we go. And as you can see, now most definitely I did want to highlight the simple fact that with this next joint, it does go all the way back like that, so you get some unique poses. If you want to do some crouch poses, you can do that. And the one thing is I did want to point out in the back, it does have this weird little gap in between here. Now, you won't have your figure posed from the back, and pretty much just don't be alarmed. You can just adjust it like that. And simply it kind of removes that, so you won't have that weird look. So let's place that back here. There we go. It's quite simple. Like I said, you just put it in place, Now, how Hot Toys did this is pretty much is really unique. Something I haven't seen before, but you know, like I said, they pay attention to detail. They want to give you movie accuracy, so this is what they've done. So again, let's actually turn off the LED lights I have in front of it. I like the way that looks. I'm going to have to take a picture of that later on. Anyway, let's hit the switch. And there you go. We got the illumination on the figure itself. Beautiful. Looks really good. Now you can use these LED pillars as well. If for those who actually have the neon special edition, limited edition Iron Man figure that they were actually displaying at the Comic-Con, both San Diego and New York, you can use these pillars for it. It's really unique. It's, you know, different. So if you have it, I try it. It's like a black light effect, so you can pretty much use it on anything. Anyway, yeah, let's kind of zoom in and take a look here. As you can see, you see the detail on the actual uniform itself. Do appreciate that. And like I said, you got the same illumination in the film in both Black Panther and Infinity War. Anytime he came in contact, the costume itself collected all that kinetic energy and he released it, and it was a problem for everybody. But yeah, this is decent. I love this. I love the effect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a size comparison between this particular figure and T'Chaka, so you can see the difference. So most definitely, let me just turn this back around. And there you go. King T'Challa himself, Black Panther in all his glory. Get this figure, y'all, for real. All right, here we go. It's a brief little size comparison between T'Chaka and T'Challa. As you can see, same height, same 32 points articulation for both figures. Pretty good detail. Like I said, it'd be a decent display in your detail if you don't have both. If you don't have T'Chaka, he's still available now, so get him before he's gone. Like I said, you want to complete your set. I can't wait till they release Siri, Killmonger. Hopefully they'll release more. You know, we get a chance to see Okoye, M'Baku. Just release some more. You might as well. I mean, this film was incredible. Great for the culture. Yeah, I love it. You know, I love the detail. I love what we actually got from the film. Most definitely, Hot Toys took their time to give us quality figures. And yeah, like I said, you see the height comparison between the both. I love it. I love it. Again, to get both these figures, you can actually purchase them either through Big Bad Toys or you can get it on Sideshow. I'll put both links at the bottom of this video. Again, I do appreciate your time. This is your boy LR here at Mr. 1/6 Scale Man. Most definitely, if you like this video, hit the like button and share. Also, hit that subscribe button and prepare for my next video. It's bars in case you don't know. Again, this my channel is for all geeks, everybody who wants to express themselves and embellish the lifestyle, all collectors. Most definitely, get at me. Peace.